want to say that the fact that you guys constantly get me and Matt Sekajima mixed up is, I take that as a sincere compliment. To Matt. Well, good afternoon, graduates. I do want to thank the school board members, Superintendent Rasmussen, and Principal Paula Phelps. It is the greatest honor of my young teaching career to be invited to speak to you on this, your graduation day. When I first heard that you guys had chosen me to be your faculty speaker, I knew then that this surely was not a class that took themselves too seriously. Actually, that was more the confirmation of that. I actually found that out when Josh Bourne was voted as Mr. Issaquah. If you weren't there that night, I can summarize in 7 words. Wrestling uniform, dancing, illegal in most countries. I don't think that I can possibly add much wisdom to what we've had today in the speakers, so instead I will talk about myself. In 2 days, it will have been exactly 11 years ago that I sat where you now sit, in this very stadium, wearing purple robes. Some of the same IHS faculty who were there when I was there, and several years before that, are still here today. I'm not going to embarrass them by telling you who they are, because I like Mr. Wood and Mr. Deneen. And also, it's just prudent. It's just prudent to never upset chemists or men who you believe to be the godfather of the Squaw Mountain Mafia. See, in high school, you could say that I was the cool guy on campus, the brainiac, and of course you would be lying. In truth, there were many things I wish I had accomplished while at IHS. I could have spent more time with people different than me, maybe taken more electives, grown taller. I'm still nervous around large 8th graders. See, like you, I often wondered during my high school years, why do we need to know all this stuff? And when will it ever be useful to me? You've read the works of Oscar Wilde, Fitzgerald, Thoreau, Shakespeare, Dante, and you've studied the rise and fall of the Ottoman empires, the Persians, the Romans, and the birth of our own country. You've employed the laws of bonuses. See, it was the summation of several individuals' poor choices, birthed from greed, selfish ambition, and irresponsibility that inflamed and rippled into the economic challenges we face today. So if today's severe problems were generated by individual choices, then I submit that the opposite can also happen. Graduates, you can make waves as well. It's through acts of decency, self-sacrifice, and compassion, choices big and small, that have a ripple effect, reaching people who are hurting, friends who need your help, broken neighborhoods, and communities. Class of 2011, you all have that capacity to make those amazing choices. I've been so impressed by the selfless acts I've witnessed over the last few years with you, showing kindness or compassion when those weren't necessarily given to you. Or when droves of you gave up your evening to fill the stands and cheer on the Issaquah Special Olympics basketball team. I've never been so proud of a group of students than that night when I witnessed you guys on your feet cheering at the top of your lungs for them. You honored them that night, and you may never know the full impact you had on those players and their parents. And lastly, when as a class you huddled together, unwavering, around a team of lacrosse brothers who had lost their dear friend and teammate. Graduates, this is the legacy that you leave with us. This is the legacy you leave with me. And this is the kind of legacy we hope your lives will be all about. So you go off, many of you are going